Hey guys, welcome back. It is Sunday,
It is
January
Sunday.
26th, 2020. And we are here, and I'm here with my co-host. Wait, he's that way.
Justin, yeah, that's right. We're here for episode 2, and we're here to party. That's right. Tonight is going to be hot. I know a lot of people are a little sad about some news that are all over social media, but we're here to bring joy to you today. So let's try to have some fun tonight.
Yeah, for sure. And what fun could we have without the intro music?
Wait, you're going to do the intro music?
Yeah.
All right.
Come on.
All right.
Yeah, Justin.
I can
Get into
groove
it.
to that.
Get into it, Justin.
groove
Here,
to
over a
that.
little higher.
This is pretty dumb. You know, I've had this debate with Ralph for a while that there's no
What?
need for an intro.
I
There's no
love
need
the
for an
music,
intro.
though. Oh, come on, Justin.
The music is good, but people just
All right,
want
all right, we'll
to
just
get
get right
into
into it.
the video.
Well,
right?
anyways, first of all, I just want to say thank you for everyone that joined this Sunday because that's awesome. And yeah, we're gonna talk about crazy stuff today. We're gonna go full on Pandora's box. So we're gonna jump right in. So on the table right here, you have a collection of Pandora's boxes. So,
Yep.
And one of them's a special one. This one's a brand new one that just came out. So we're definitely gonna get into that one. But basically, I got myself over here a Pandora's box. I got myself a Pandora's key. I got myself a Pandora's box 6. I got the Pandora's box 9. So there's like a ton of them on the table, right? And I actually have more than this. But let's start with like the basic 101.
What are we doing tonight? Are we gonna open the box? We're gonna open the Pandora's box on Pandora's box. Is that it?
A little bit, because I feel like there's a lot of confusion on Pandora's box. So I think we're going to go, we're first start like basic level. But I think you wanted to do a little poll real quick, though, I thought.
Yeah, a couple of things. So first of all, I want to say I don't own a Pandora's box.
What?
You know, you're gonna have to teach me
All right. I'll
about the Pandora's box.
I'm
You know,
ready.
you need to educate me on it.
I'm ready.
And
to
I
do it.
wanted to poll the audience. Hit 0 if you are like me. You don't have a Pandora's box, and hit 1 if you do own one. So we'd like to know the audience that we're. That's right. I'm the
Hold on,
poll guy.
Justin. Hold on, Justin's talking. That means I have to take a drink. What, Justin? Oh, sorry, I'm not interested in what you're saying. I drink when you talk. Hold on.
Yeah. So who's sponsoring the show? Is it Arcade One Up or is it Spawn Energy Drink?
Dude, I actually tweeted Respawn Energy Drink, and they did not sponsor. They didn't write back, but we'll see. Maybe they will. Oh wow, there's a lot of non-Pandora's box users.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully we're here to Ralph here will educate us on whether we should get a Pandora's box, what's the good, bad, and ugly on it.
All right,
And,
I think we should just go for it, right? Just dive in.
yeah.
Okay, guys. So first things first. There are many different forms that a Pandora's box comes in. So hold on, I'm gonna get something really quick. Okay, this is what most people think a Pandora's box is, right? It's this fight stick, right?
So what? Oh, so that's a Pandora's box fight stick.
So they just call this it's also called a Pandora's box, but this is a Pandora's box that's self-contained, right? So you can hook this directly up to your TV and use it, right? So you kind of get what you get with the sticks and buttons that are in this thing. They're, Wicked Gamer and Collector's in there. He likes to call this the Wicked Wiggle stick. So the buttons and sticks aren't the best in this thing, but it has 2 players. You can sit it on your lap and play with your buddy, a little intimate gaming session. And you got, your HDMI out, you have a VGA out, you have audio out, and sometimes these come with speakers and stuff, so there's a volume control and stuff like that. So this is actually a Pandora's box. But there's a reason why I want to tell you that is because if someone says I have a Pandora's box, they might be talking about this. But the other forms that come in are the things you see on the table. So let's go there. So first things first, we covered one thing. Pandora's box. There's a Pandora's box fight stick. So that's the first thing that we covered.
Okay.
All right, second thing. When you're talking about the board itself, so those fight sticks have these boards inside them. So if you got one of those fight sticks with a Pandora's box 6 in it, this would be mounted inside. Now, sometimes they mount it inside with this casing on, and sometimes they have just the bare board, which would look something like this. But regardless, if I bought a Pandora's box fight stick, the thing you just saw, and it was based on Pandora's box 6, it would have this board in it. So
So what's
just
nice about the Pandora's box is every game inside it's licensed, right?
no. So that's something you guys should know is that, you know, this stuff is not licensed. This stuff is from China. And yeah, from a legality standpoint, yes, sometimes they're loaded with games that are not licensed. Now, lately, if they ship from Amazon, American soil, they'll actually ship them without the games with instructions of how to get the games. That's how they get around the legalities. So just so you know, if it ships directly from China, they don't give a crap. They'll load it. They'll load it with tons of stuff. They don't care. But if it's coming from America, if it's actually leaving U.S. soil and going to your house, it will actually most of the time it won't actually have the games loaded. That's not always true though, but sometimes. All right, so let's talk about the difference between, we know there's a fight stick, so they come like this too. So this is a Pandora's Box Home Edition. So not all of the companies call them Home Edition, but typically if you hear something referred to as home, it means that it's really meant for you to hook up to like there's a little IDE connector here, and it goes to your, like basically there's a wire harness that goes from here to your buttons and joysticks. So this is something that you could just put inside any arcade cabinet that you build, right, yourself at home, and you want to interface it into a bunch of buttons. It comes with a wire harness right here to do that. Now, let's
say we have a lot of people at Zeros, and I'm sure, that said they don't have a Pandora's box, and I'm sure they have Arcade 1-Up. So why would they need a Pandora's box? Maybe I'm asking a simple question, but maybe some people don't know.
So
this particular could be used to maybe enhance your Arcade 1-Up cabinet?
Yeah, so let's say you buy, I mean, we're using Arcade 1-Up as an example, but guys, these could go in any cabinet. It could be a DIY cabinet. It could be, and we haven't gotten this far yet, it could be an arcade cabinet that you want to retrofit, right? It has one game. I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, you could put this in an Arcade 1-Up, and the purpose would be, okay, I bought an Arcade 1-Up as 4 games, right? I want thousands of games. This would be the reason why you do that. So same reason why you would get a Pi. But the thing that's kind of beautiful that I like about a Pandora's box is that it's just a power on thing. It's a power on, it works. There's not any, you don't have to go download SD images. Yeah. It's pretty
turnkey solution.
It's pretty much a turn it on, after you wire it. Now keep in mind, this is also something that people mess up a lot. So Wicked will love this. So there is a wire guide inside here. So when you get this, it comes with this ribbon cable, right? This one up here. This one looks a bit different, but I'll tell you why in a little while. But it comes with a ribbon cable, and at the end of it goes your buttons, and this tells you exactly where to put your buttons. So if you look right here, it tells you exactly what goes to what. So
you mean I have to use my hands? That's
well,
like a baby's toy.
Well, okay, but this is good for you guys to know, because sometimes people go, how do I configure it? I don't understand how to configure it. Well, more times than not, it does come with a manual, and see how it says home version arcade machine. So anyways, it should come with this. If it doesn't, you can ask anyone in the community, and we'll be able to help you out to wire it. But Justin, you threw me off a little bit because
that's my job.
So we covered that there's a home version, which is this one, right? Comes with an IDE style wire harness, goes to your buttons. But what about if I wanted to put this in an arcade that was wired for JAMMA? So JAMMA is an interface that arcade systems use. It was supposed to be a common interface so that like you could go from one arcade style board to another, and you could kind of interchange them pretty easily. So this is actually a JAMMA edge connector. So this board and this board are actually identical, except this one is wired for JAMMA, and this one has that home edition style here. So if you're going to do this in an Arcade 1-Up and buy like a button kit from, let's say, Amazon or something, you would probably want to choose the home edition. Unless you had your cabinet pre-wired for JAMMA, you wouldn't want the JAMMA version. So just know that, because if you buy the wrong one and you're buying it from China or AliExpress or something like that, returns are going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. So just kind of know that.
I think I've learned something. I've learned that Pandora's box come in a lot of variety of styles. And so we got to take everything with a grain of salt, because if you buy it from China, it's going to come in this format, that format. In the United States, it may come with ROMs, probably not. Most likely won't come with ROMs. There's all this craziness, but I think you've narrowed it down to there's 2 types. There's the JAMMA, and there's the 40-pin home
style
edition.
Yep.
So I like that, because now we're simplifying it. There's the JAMMA way.
Yep.
And then there's the 40-pin IDE cable style. So what's the difference between the two?
As far as what?
Yeah, if I'm going to buy one, which direction do I go? Do I go in the JAMMA direction?
Okay,
Do I go in
so
the IDE direction?
yeah, so if I'm going to put this into like an arcade one-up or something like I'm building a DIY kit, if I have no intentions of using an actual JAMMA harness and wiring my buttons that way, then you're going to want to get the home edition version. This is this guy right here. Unless you have a plan to wire the cabinet for JAMMA, which means you're going to use a JAMMA. I could leave you for a minute and get a JAMMA harness to show people, but should I do that?
Well, sure. Go ahead. Let's do it.
All right, hold on. I'm leaving the show to Justin for a second. I'm literally going to leave. I'm going to get a JAMMA harness so I can show you guys because it's important to know because you can still wire it to an arcade one-up. It's just going to make or something else that you're modding. It's going to make your job a little harder, though, if you've never dealt with JAMMA before.
Well, let's talk about it, all right? So go get the JAMMA harness, and I'll recap what we've talked about so
Okay,
far.
all right, hold on.
Hurry up. All right, so tonight we're going through Pandora's box. We know a lot of people are interested in modding the arcade one-up cabinet or maybe the AtGames cabinet. Maybe they just want to hook up something to the TV. So Ralph has a lot of experience with these. He has a variety of different Pandora's box. So we're going to go through and we're going to break down. And we didn't prep this episode at all. We called each other today or a couple days ago. We're like, hey, let's talk about Pandora's box for episode 2. I was like, great. I don't know anything about it. I've been considering buying one. Let's not talk about it anymore, and let's just have a real conversation live, and he can educate me on which one I should get to mod one of my cabinets. I've done a lot of different mods, but I haven't done a Pandora's box. At the same time, we can explain and show everyone else who's watching everything we know about it.
Okay, I'm back. I don't want to belabor the point. If you're not using a JAMMA harness like this, there's really no reason to do this. So I would say get the JAMMA version if your cabinet already uses JAMMA. Okay, if it doesn't, there's kind of no point in wiring it this way, unless of course you go, look, I want to start with Pandora's box, but I have let's say you have this itch to want to play with arcade PCBs one day. That could be a good reason to buy the JAMMA one, because if you wire your arcade for JAMMA, then you could put a real arcade PCB in it later. So that's actually, that could be your other reason. So unless you have a pre-existing cabinet that's already JAMMA, then yes. Or if you have some intentions to want to go down this road later, because you could add an arcade board. So just that's kind of all you need to know.
So, Ralph, I did the Pac-Man 60-in-1 from DIY Retro Arcade.
Yes.
I bought his ready-to-go kit, and it had a JAMMA connector, and I connected it, and I felt pretty good. I was like, oh, I'm getting into JAMMA, which was my goal with all of this. I've been doing a lot of console modding for a long time.
Yeah.
And to kind of get into this community, I wanted to learn more about arcades. So that's about all I know about JAMMA. Was there was an edge connector.
Yeah.
It had some pinouts on it. It seemed like there was a standard for the different wiring.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything more that I need to learn about JAMMA?
There is, but for this, I would say we leave it there. Otherwise, we'll go down a rabbit hole of that, and then I think
We did get a super chat, so we should acknowledge
Oh
Zohar.
yeah, so Zohar, what's up? Any news on the podcast with you two? It would be good.
I think we should just tell them straight up what we talked about last week, real quick.
Yeah,
I'll say it if you don't want to.
You can say it.
All right, so last week we were planning on episode 1 being a podcast episode. We're like, hey, we're gonna do this thing on YouTube, and we're also gonna air it. We're gonna upload MP3s to a podcast network, or I was gonna build one. I've built one before, and it's kind of fun. And we don't like it. We don't like that idea. Literally, right after the call, we're like, let's not do that, because the entire episode 1, we were trying to make it entertaining for audio listeners only. But we're very visual.
You guys probably don't know this, but it was really throwing me off, actually.
Yeah.
And I wasn't being myself. And honestly, too, we kind of love our favorite part of the show is interacting with you guys. And I felt like we presented to you guys in the beginning. Because right now I stopped because someone asked a question. I want to keep doing that. Maybe we never get through this tonight and we have to do it in another episode. But at least you guys should be able to help drive the show. And I think as a podcast form, you couldn't really drive the show. It's kind of more us presenting to you, and I didn't really feel like that was what we want the show to be. So hopefully you guys appreciate that.
Yeah, let us know what you think. I mean, actually being live and interacting with the people in the chat is what we've really enjoyed out of doing this. And so we didn't want to invest a lot of money and time into something that we're not getting enjoyment out of.
So Justin, there was one more super chat by Bad Karma, who I don't know that I remember seeing them in the channel before. I mean, in the stream before. So thanks for joining. If you have been in, I haven't seen your comments before, so that's awesome. So appreciate the super chat. And he said, you know, he was a beginner and he learned a little bit about JAMMA from the channel. So that's cool. If you guys are new, and you haven't really watched the channel much, I have some older videos where in the beginning I kind of thought I wanted the channel to all be tutorials. Tutorial videos, believe it or not, are really, really hard to do like lots of and keep a high cadence of. So not that I didn't want to do them because they're hard, it's just that I wanted to pump out a little bit more content. So I've kind of gone away from the tutorials a bit. I want to go back to that because I feel like I did sort of an arcade for beginners video, and I want to go in. I think it's time for a part 2, so I'll probably go in and do like a recap and stuff like that. Or maybe we can even do a live stream about that and do it live, like actually hook up an arcade board live and wire it live. I mean, we could. So yeah, so there's plenty of ways we can go with that. And I think we got one more super chat, and then we gotta roll back into this. Zohar, Zohar, you're awesome, man. Hey Ralph, that MK cab in the back is so beautiful. Thank you. I love it. I love it too. It is nice. All right.
So we're talking about Pandora's box. You went and got a JAMMA harness, right?
Yeah, we already talked about that.
Oh, we did? Well, show us all the little pieces. I felt like you didn't really explain it.
I mean, here's the thing is, we only have so much time, Justin.
Well,
I don't
just
want to
hurry
kill
up
us.
then.
All right, so
what do the labels mean? What do you got?
Yeah, so actually, this is funny because most of them don't come like this. So see, hold on, this camera's a little crappy, but so there's a part side and a solder side. So this is how you know what side of the board you actually plug it into. So like if you were looking at an arcade PCB, like for instance, this doesn't. Oh, I'll show you this one.
Like the red one that's right there.
No, well that one, yeah, but that one doesn't have, that one isn't the right thing. So see how this is the top of this board? If I were to take this off, this is the part side, so it goes in like this. You wouldn't. This would be the wrong way. That'd be backwards. So part side just means the side with the parts. Solder side means the bottom of a PCB. So the solder side is actually this. So just so you guys know.
So simply put, you connect it in, and then you wire each wire to the different.
Yeah, but there's way more than that. It's just that for this you don't need to. So for instance, you can actually in a JAMMA harness do video out. So there's a part of the JAMMA harness. Let me see if I can find it through all the wires here. Man. Okay. Anyways, there's a video part. There's like a video connector that's the CGA that goes into your adapter. I can't find it right now. So I could have even clipped it off this one for all I know because I play with these all the time. So because a Pandora's box has video out natively, you're only using this harness for your buttons and joysticks. That's all you're using it for. You can actually power the Pandora's box through here too, though. So you can run power, but you don't have to worry about video because the Pandora's box already has VGA out or HDMI out.
Okay.
But I feel like we gotta get out of the JAMMA topic, otherwise we're gonna. Yeah.
I think we covered it well.
Okay, cool. All right. So all right. So you guys got the lay of the land here. You've got your home edition. Now that you know that there's like 3 different ways to buy this, here's where it gets even more confusing. There's tons of versions.
What?
So yes, there's tons of versions. So one could argue, and this is one of those things where really this is even questionable data. But the first one that I bought that felt like was reputable to me was by a company called 3A Games. I felt like the ones that they were shipping out were they were decent quality ones. Well, you can go to a store on AliExpress called the Pandora's Box Store, and they're going to ship, if you went to get a Pandora's Box 6 from the Pandora's Box Store, you're going to get this exact one. Now, if you went anywhere else and bought a Pandora's Box 6 something, it may not be the same. So that's the only way I can tell you that if you wanted to get a board that you knew was one of these 3A Games ones, you could go to the Pandora's Box Store on AliExpress. Now, it doesn't mean you can't go on Amazon and get it too. It's just I can't tell you whether or not they're going to ship you this one or not. It's impossible for me to tell you that. That's why buying these is a little risky. Like this one right here. Pandora's Box 9. It's a completely different. It has different games. It's you can't add games to this one. This one you can add games to. So like you really have to kind of do some investigative work as to what you're buying.
All right. So Pandora's boxes. Life is like a Pandora's box. You never know what you're going to
Sometimes that is actually true though, guys. I can literally sit here and tell you that but I'm in the middle. Oh, okay. If you're
Oh,
gonna give me a
that
hug,
is
if you're gonna give me a
so
hug,
sweet.
you're gonna give me a hug, then that's cool. All right. So don't trip on that. All right. That was pretty cool. I was like, come on, what are you doing in here? I was about to be jerk dad. What are you doing? Get out, kid. Dude, shut up. Then he's all, oh, love you, bud. All right, so that was really cute. All right, but before, if I go back to this really quick, there was a Pandora's Box 5 that came out by 3A Games. Pandora's Box 5 you couldn't add games to. Pandora's Box 6 you could. Now keep in mind, these boards you can add 2D games to them, not 3D games. So not like your N64 or PSP or PlayStation like that. You couldn't add. Oh wait, I think you can add PlayStation 1 to this one if I remember. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit confused on that, but no 3D games for the most part on this board. All 2D games, and you would load them on your little SD card. And this is actually, it will come with this little SD, or not SD card, sorry. It'll come with this little USB drive, and it has to be plugged into this port, by the way, on this one too. If it's not, it won't show up. So if I powered this on right now and didn't have this in, it will just boot up with no games. So yeah, but I think this one has PlayStation, if I remember right. It does have a PlayStation emulator on it, so we'll go PlayStation. But like some of your more modern stuff, like Dreamcast and stuff like that, this isn't going to do it. So that's.
I have to stop you because I have to put you off your game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good questions in the chat as well. So Pandora's Box, there's a lot of different versions. It seems like you're recommending the Pandora's Box 6.
Well,
from a very specific store.
I'm not necessarily recommending anything right now. I'm just kind of talking you through some. Yeah, I'm not recommending anything yet.
Is there one that's like easier to install versus another?
So I don't want to keep belaboring this point, but I've always liked the Pandora's Box 6 because they make it pretty easy. If you buy it through the Pandora's Box store, I can guarantee you're gonna get it a certain way. I'm not saying you can't get it through Amazon. I've got it through Amazon. I've actually had a couple of these that I bought through Amazon where they had the games already loaded, and here's what's
crazy. I think pretty much everyone trusts Amazon for the most part, right? But I don't know if people trust AliExpress. Like, what's been your experience with AliExpress?
Maybe because I order so much stuff through AliExpress. So I have a buddy who's in the chat. If you don't know his channel, go check it out. It's Wicked Gamer and Collector. I buy so much crap from AliExpress just to do product evaluations. A lot of times I never even do it on the channel. A lot of it's just for my own. I want to play with this stuff. But yeah, I haven't had a lot of problems, but I also buy from them a lot. So like I also think that when you are ordering a lot of things coming from China, coming through customs, and it's always the same address, I think it tends to like I get stuff a lot faster now than I used to. My first couple orders, it would be like, holy crap, why is this thing stuck in? It looked like it was in Shenzhen for like a week, and then all of a sudden, it doesn't move for like a week. I'm like, where the hell is it? Or it stays in customs for a really long time. So just know that like all of these, I know that I knew this was going to be a hard episode to do. All of these are bootlegs. There is no original anything. You know what I mean? So they're all clones of clones of clones.
Like
yes.
3A or Pandora's Box store has like the best reputation, would you say?
I'd say the reason why I like it is because I've always got the same thing from them. That's just my experience though, but I don't want to deter you from buying this from Amazon. You can get it from Amazon. Just make sure it has, it's this green casing. It says Pandora's Box 6 like this. Things like that. You can kind of like check its authenticity, but if you see things like, 6S, 6S Plus, all clones. So they're clones of this, but this is a clone in itself, if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying, guys? Like there isn't like an original source. And Wicked and I have talked about this a lot of times. You don't even know where the original one was ever created, and he's actually, Wicked Gamer does a lot of these. He actually tried to find the source, I think, at some point. And I joked around with him that it was like the source of a Pandora's Box would be the claw from Inspector Gadget. It'd be like,
you will never find the source of the Pandora's Box.
You know what I mean? Like, like he's petting a cat somewhere.
Oh, you want to install a Pandora's Box, I see.
So anyways, all right. For those of you that remember, for those of you that actually remember Inspector Gadget, so just know, like,
what are you talking about? Why does he not know?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Maybe some people don't know.
Alex is calling me out. Has no idea what Inspector Gadget is. What, you think I'm like 29 or something like that? What is that supposed to mean? It's because
All
I
right,
wasn't
anyway.
reacting at Ralph. I just don't react at Ralph when he tries to be funny.
Yeah,
Just
he
sometimes
doesn't.
he's stupid.
He doesn't, and then it makes me feel awkward. All right, so getting back to this. So the latest. So I hope everyone is understanding this. I know that I might seem like I'm all over the place, and the reason why is that it's hard. The hardest question you could possibly get is someone going, "What one would you recommend?" I do have a current recommendation, and if you guys stay long enough on the stream, I'll tell you what that recommendation is, because I think it's by far the most capable one I've come across to date. So
He just means it's going to take a really long time to explain.
so here's your
Not that he's holding back.
So here's your Pandora's Box 6. So then there's this one, I don't love, but it's the Pandora's Box 9. Can't add games to it, whatever. We're going to put that one aside. Now, this one's pretty interesting. This is the Pandora's Key 7. This was the first one I bought that supported Dreamcast games. And if you guys go back to the channel, I did a whole video, and I was kind of joking around about this. I did a whole video about this supporting Dreamcast games. It doesn't play all Dreamcast games, but it does a pretty decent job, actually.
Can it play Gamecast?
Gamecast?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I didn't have a Dreamcast. I only had a Gamecast because I couldn't afford it.
Okay, I have no idea what a Gamecast is.
Okay, continue. Oh my
God. All right, anyways.
Malibu's Most Wanted? You've never seen that movie?
All right, so I don't think I have.
Anyway.
All right,
people in the chat know what I'm talking about, right? Malibu's Most Wanted, the best video game joke ever. He's like, you got it on Dreamcast or you got it on like PlayStation? He's like, no, I got Gamecast. He's like, there ain't no Gamecast. There's GameCube or there's Dreamcast. He's like, stop it. I couldn't afford it.
Oh my God. All right. So yeah. So all right, Gamecast. So this was my first one I bought. And it was funny because I bought this and I had a long conversation with Wicked, and we were going through all the games that worked and didn't work, and I was really bummed because what's that one game that's the sequel to Die Hard Arcade? It doesn't play it, and I was really bummed out about that. It's all glitched out and stuff. Someone in the chat will know that. What's the sequel on Dreamcast to Die Hard in the arcade? I love that game, and I can't remember the name right now. It's totally escaping me. But that will not play on this. It just, but anyway, so that was kind of cool that this. But here's the biggest problem with this board. Biggest problem. So this is where I'm trying to tell you. No, it's not Die Hard 2. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Justin, you kind of can't keep interrupting because this is it's a complicated thing to keep explaining. Dynamite Cop. Yeah, Dynamite Cop. So this won't play Dynamite Cop. It sucks.
Okay.
So, all right. But the thing is, my biggest problems with this is it came with like 2,000 plus games, and there's no search. So there's tons of games, but there's no way to search through the games. And then Wicked and I were like, that sucks. So then they came out with a revision of this board, but you could search the games, but you could only search your 2D games, and you couldn't search your 3D games. It might even be opposite. Wicked, if you're in here, keep me honest. I can't remember if it was like you could search one, but you couldn't search the other. So the problem with these boards is that, and this is the truth, is China will continue to do things with these. They'll tweak them and change things, but it's like they'll break one and they'll fix something else. So it's kind of like they've got you programmed to go, oh, you have a 6 now, but next year the 7's out. But the thing is, then there's like a slew of other companies that are making clones of the 6 before the 7 comes out. Like they already have a 10. Well, the 10 isn't from the place that this one comes from. So it's just insane. So it's really hard to find. Then you got these, like, just to confuse you even more, you got this board called the God of Game. I mean, there's so many of these. So just know that it is hard to make a decision. But I'm going to help you because, honestly, I found one more recently that I find pretty awesome. So we're going to go into that. But before we do, I actually asked Wicked Gamer. I was like, dude. Nice. I actually asked Wicked Gamer.
We gotta ask the question that everybody wants to hear.
Yeah.
What's the aspect ratio of the Pandora's box?
Okay, I can tell you. So in most of them, it's going to be 16:9, and I know that'll bum out a lot of people. So that's one of those things. If you hate the stretching of the image, most of them stretch it. Although the newer ones, the Pandora's Game 3D that I'm going to show you, but Justin has to make me jump forward. In some of the games, you can actually adjust the aspect ratio to 4:3, which is cool. So some of them you can. Wait, what is this? The super chat. Oh, wow, Hyper Sam, $10. Whoa. All right, you think that's crazy, Justin? I bought a Dreamcast straight from China. That's probably a
Hyper Sam,
thing.
Was that a typo or literally
It probably.
Dreamcast?
I actually think that's probably something. They probably exist because China. I mean, dude, seriously,
That's awesome.
If we do an episode one day, we should do this one time. I have about, and I know Wicked has a ton of these too.
Wow.
I probably have 15 Mega Drive / Genesis clones. 15 of them from China. It's crazy. But anyways, let's go back to what we were talking about.
Wicked thing, whatever.
All right, so Wicked actually recorded something for me, and because I said, dude, help me out, because he knows how hard this topic is. So let's run that clip real quick, and then we'll jump right back into it.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show, Ralph. I am the Wicked Gamer and Collector, and I'm doing a lot of these Pandora box reviews on my channel.
Wait,
so
it's not working.
Ralph asked me, can you do me a short video, help me out explaining about the Pandora.
Sorry, guys. I'm running it again. No, I got to run it again. The audio wasn't working. Here we go, guys.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show, Ralph. I am the Wicked Gamer and Collector, and I'm doing a lot of these Pandora box reviews on my channel. So Ralph asked me, can you do me a short video, help me out explaining about the Pandora boxes. He also did a lot of reviews, but I think I did in these couple of years I'm doing these reviews. Can do a little bit more, but don't pay me on it. I did a lot of reviews, and simply because I just want to find out which one is the best, because a lot of people were asking, new versions were coming out. So what we're going to do is a quick talk about the main boards, what are my personal experiences, and what did they basically messed up. Alright, so I give you the highlight, the most horrible shitty Pandora boxes and what kind of casing we have. Alright, so let's do a quick chat regarding the Pandora boxes. The first thing I reviewed, the first main board, was the Pandora box number 5, two-dimensional game, had some screen tearing issues, but nevertheless this is what we're going to get, and it was the best we had for quite some time. Then we had the Pandora box 6, we can finally add some games, but the PlayStation 1 emulator was pretty damn horrible, a lot of problems, no saving, seriously, no saving, like memory card saving was not possible, and we had this problem that it was crashing, the rumble function was crashing the emulator. So they messed up, big time. We're having here the Pandora box 9, for example, was just basically a copy of the Pandora box 5 with more games, yes, and no quick load, etc. And the Pandora box 9S Plus was a copy of the Pandora box 6, and we can go on with a lot of these things. We have also the Pandora box Key 7, was a little bit similar like the Pandora 3D, the Pandora Treasure 3D, and I did a lot of reviews about these, and one of the best Pandora boxes simply because it had a lot of new features, but it was again, like always, flawed. And then we had the attempt to use an Android box in combination with a Pandora box, but oh, this thing was freaking horrible and for freaking expensive. Burned a lot of money on this thing. But nevertheless, so that was more a little bit in chit chat, and the favorite one was my Pandora Games 3. They released it last year, or 2019. Had a lot of great support, and it was totally new, nice menu, good search function. In other words, it wasn't just a great piece of hardware, but they messed it up again. Because we couldn't add a game like, for example, with Pandora box 6. Alright, so let's talk about the Pandora box casings. We have a lot of different casings nowadays, but to keep it simple, we have the single player version. I have a couple of these nowadays. This is the newest, latest Pandora game CD from the official Pandora box store. We have the Pandora box Dual Arcade. There are different versions out there with light-up buttons. You just want to point something out, don't buy the 8 button if you just want to use it from Pandora, because 8 buttons are pretty pointless. I know you're asking why, it's very simple. The main boards of Pandora box don't support 8 buttons. 6 buttons max, that's it, so keep that one in mind. Alright, so let's talk about the Pandora Portable. There are a couple of versions out there nowadays, and it's quite an awesome piece of hardware that you just want to have this tiny portable arcade machine. It's very convenient, and they are not cheap to buy, but at the end what you're going to get is just a fully playable Pandora box, and that is pretty damn awesome. Don't you think so? And that still leaves us with a problem that we're having so many Pandora boxes, but there is no perfect Pandora box. So what we basically need is the Pandora Games 3D has a fancy menu, we're having this awesome quick load, quick save, and we just need to add some freaking games like the Pandora box 6. So what we're going to do is very simple. This is what I need to do. But that is not only, folks. No. Just make some True Blue mini sticks for it. A naughty stick, I don't care. So we can add a game through a USB connection. We can use a True Blue mini. We can use a freaking naughty stick. And do you know what a lot of people were asking in the last couple of months? We want to use an original freaking controller. So we don't need the shitty controllers from China anymore. We have this original Xbox 360 controller that I can play the games decently on this device. So yeah, this is what we call the Pandora Fusion. I'm out. So, back to you, Ralph. Thanks for having me.
Okay, wow. That was awesome. Wicked went crazy. Wow,
Yeah.
Wicked. Oh, hold on. My mic is like way hot right now. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm going to pull my mic down a little bit. So, yeah, dude, thank you, Wicked, for doing that. I love it. So, you want to know why he said that. So, I'm going to tell you really quick. So, why he said that he wanted to mash up this one and the 3D one is because here's the biggest flaw of the Pandora's Box 3D or the Pandora Games 3D or whatever the hell. Yeah, Pandora Games 3D is that you can't add 2D games. So you're stuck with their 2D games. Now there's a decent collection of 2D games, but it's kind of a bummer because they let you add the 3D games, but you can't add the 2D ones. So it's like I said, there's always something. Like it's like, oh, well, this one's awesome. You can play all your Dreamcast games and everything. Oh, but you can't add 2D games. So then that's where the Pandora's Box 6 kind of excels. So it's, guys, this is what I'm saying is there's always sort of a trade-off. So, but if you're someone that's only interested in retro games, 2D only, then you're still kind of better off with the Pandora's Box 6. But I don't mind. They have a decent selection of games on the Pandora's 3D box that Wicked was talking about. So
Right.
Justin, you're probably mind blown right now, Wicked. And I'm sorry about the echo, guys. That was my bad. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so I was kind of thinking, some people in the chat were talking about it, and we discussed maybe at a later time we would go through the variations of Raspberry Pi. We could make that a separate episode. But from a high-level point of view, why would someone do a Raspberry Pi versus a Pandora's box?
I think it's someone that just wants access to a bunch of. So here's the difference: is with a Raspberry Pi, you're going to have customization options as far as the eye can see. Right? You've got tons of a huge community behind it. You got, and keep in mind, there's some sketchiness to it. There's arcade punks. We all know they're prepackaged images with a bunch of ROMs. Right? That's what it is. And there's tons of them. So if you go, I want my front end to look like a Sega Genesis. Well, there's more likely than not a Genesis themed image you can burn to an SD card and put it in your Pi and boot it up, and all you gotta do is configure your controls. So if you're looking for something like that where, hey, I might get sick of this image and want to load something else, well, you have the option to change your experience and your game selection by just downloading an image and burning it to an SD card. So that's a huge difference from these Pandora's boxes. There's some customization, but it's mostly just adding games. Like, you're not changing the way the user interface looks, even though there's ways to do it. But for the most part, it wouldn't be worth your time and effort. If you wanted more customization options, the Pi is going to be, a better choice for you. I just love these. They're kind of fun to play with, and you just power them up and they work. So they're kind of fun. I mean, they're not perfect though. So it depends on how, what you're really looking for. But there's a new one I just got. I just got one in the mail today. It actually came today. So we will talk about that. But this one is the first one I've seen like this. It has Wi-Fi. It has what Wicked would call a naughty app store, where you're able to download games, which is really questionable because it's literally just wide open. You can download whatever you want. So kind of weird. Anyways, Justin, you were asking me something, and I kind of rambled on.
So with the Pandora's box, let's say you buy one, and how many games are on like the Pandora's box 6, for example?
A couple thousand.
Well, 1,000. That's all. Is there any way to like toggle them off? Like say I only want like 100.
Yeah, you can totally do that. So I can actually go.
Can you say I only want one?
Yeah. You can
and I want to like auto boot to that just one. I don't even want the Pandora's box menu.
So you can do that with the Game Elf. I've never actually tried doing it with a Pandora's box. I think you can. So the Game Elf, want to hear a little naughty arcade secret, is the Game Elf. If you go to like a trade show or someplace where they're leasing arcade machines, let's say you look at this machine, it looks like a Donkey Kong, but they took the CRT out and it's got an LCD. A lot of times, literally almost every time, it's either a 60-in-1 that they're single booting to the single ROM, or it's a Game Elf that they're single booting to a single ROM. Now, the thing about that that's weird is the Game Elf will bypass its whole entire menu, and it will look like a real ROM booting. So it's kind of like a way to fake someone out to think it's running the original board, and Justin just left. So he's just totally sick of this, I guess. All right. So anyways, let's go. Okay, it has one game listed, but you still get the intro. Wicked just said the 3D, it'll have one game listed, but you still get the intro. So on some of those other boards, Game Elf, 60-in-1, you can have it boot directly to the ROM, which is kind of cool if you wanted to build a dedicated cabinet based on one game, you know? Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
Yeah, I asked that because I've seen a lot of people online, they talk about how there's too many games, you know, and that's weird. And the reason is they want a shorter list when their friends come over, right? Let's say there's a lot of duplicates. Some of these Pandora's boxes have duplicates, right? So I want to get rid of those duplicates.
Yeah, so you can go into the menu system, which I'm going to go into right here. So right now I'm on the Pandora's Games 3D. So you can say enter game settings. And you can say, all right, let's say I want to do edit games list. Now you can hide games from here. So if I say, oh, okay, and keep in mind I'm using the controller, so my buttons might not map right. Let's see. Shoot, I just said hide all. There we go. All right. So like, let's say I wanted to, like I said hide all. So let's see. My buttons are like right now everything's got an X through it. So it's actually going to show nothing. So if I want to, God damn it. Sorry, my buttons are all screwed up on this joystick. There we go. All right, so I think they're all back. So now they're all back. So you can hide all. You can actually select ones you don't want to be there. So you can go through and like actually modify the list however you want it to be, which is nice, right? Because you might not want all the games on there, right? And it actually makes it a lot easier to go through. But I'm sorry, I don't have my normal joystick hooked up to it, so it's actually not working the way I want it to. There we go. So if that makes sense, you can do all that. You can also make it coin operated. So right now it's on free play. Like if you were going to put this in an arcade cab and you wanted it to actually be coin operated, you can do that with these. So these were all meant to actually replace, older sort of aging machines, like get some extended life out of an aging machine. So you can have it so that someone, like you can even have a timer. Like I'll give you 3 minutes to select a game and then I'll auto select a game. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with this thing.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
All right. Okay. We're going to go back to the table space really quick. So I think with the time running up, I actually kind of underestimated how this would, sorry, that's Wicked's video again. I a little bit underestimated the time it would take to do this topic. I actually think we could talk just about this topic for 50 minutes if we wanted to. And I think, I'm kind of bouncing around a lot and I'm sorry about that, but it's really a hard topic to cover without either presenting it to you without stopping. And I feel like that wouldn't be fun because we enjoy interacting with you guys, or just kind of doing what we're doing right now and riffing back and forth. So for those of you that just joined, because someone made a comment that they can't start, you can't start in the middle of one of my streams, is that we're looking at Pandora's boxes and what are the options and how do you buy one and how many different flavors does it come in. So hopefully if you didn't catch the whole thing, you can go and rewind and watch it from the beginning. Yeah. But Justin, should we hook up the one that I got today in the mail?
Yeah. Before you do, there's
well, I'm going to talk to you while I'm doing it. I'm just going to do it at the same time.
There's a super chat. Scroll up. There you go.
You should be a vlogger, Ralph. You have a beautiful family. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Sohar, you're the man, dude. It's very nice. So Wicked Gamer and Collector said, which one do I think is the best one? So it's a little premature, but this one I got in the mail the other day, I really like. So I'm going to hook that one up right now. And you're probably wondering why I'm hooking it up all crazy. And it's because it's the only way I can get this working, without having the actual arcade controls to hook it up to. So you'll notice you can hook up a regular controller to these too. If you use this bottom USB port, you can hook up a hub. So that's actually what I'm going to do on this new board that I just got. All right, I'm going to do that, Justin. So entertain people for a minute while I do that.
All right, so I'm supposed to entertain you while he hooks up wires. So let me explain what you're seeing. So what you're seeing is Ralph inserting a USB cable and an HDMI cable into a PCB. Now, this PCB has a heatsink on it, and I want him to remove it, but he promised me he wouldn't because he just got it. He said he came with a whole bunch of specs, but I don't believe it because it says it has 12 cores on it. I don't believe it has 12 cores, but we'll see. Maybe he'll get some details. I'm really interested in this one because there's supposed to be an online store where you can download games, and I think that's highly illegal, but also really interesting because if you can go in there and just kind of pick what games you want, it could be highly popular. But I want to know, can it play Doom? That's the real
I don't
question.
believe so. Oop, I'm at the wrong screen. Hold on, guys.
Wow, that looks like a PC emulator.
Yeah, just give me a second. I'm kicking over to this guy. All right. And let's see. Where are you? And it booted up with no games.
Is this the one you were in just a moment ago?
No, this is the new one that I just got. So I don't
this is
know
a
why.
brand new one. Is it because they ship it without games now?
No, because I just used it. Hold on. I don't know why it's doing this. Give me 1 second.
Did you forget to plug in the USB?
All right, give me a second. I think it's because I had a drive plugged into it.
This is sweet. The Pandora's box has
No, it's just because my HDMI switch goes back to my other HDMI source. Hold on.
All right. So what you're seeing is oh, there we go. Never mind.
What you're seeing is Justin being a jerk. Okay, here it is. So
whoa, it has games now.
yeah, it totally does. So check this out. So what you got here is it's preloaded with a bunch of games. So this one's called the Pandora. So it's called the see what I'm saying with the names? Pandora's 3D Saga. Now, if Wicked is still in the chat, this is also called something else. So it's called a bunch of different names, but it's got PSP games on it. I'll actually go down the menu here.
Hey, Zohar wants you to play Mortal Kombat.
Of course he does. So it's got some Dreamcast games preloaded. So it has I don't know why they call it Cartoon Hero versus Capcom, but this is Street Fighter or
Cartoon Hero.
Yeah, I don't know why they call it. Then there's Death or Life 2. They have like weird names for some of the games. I don't know why, but so you've got like your regular PlayStation games, and actually has a bunch of them. They play actually pretty well on this board. I'll go down the list so you can see the other things that are on here. You know, there's a bunch of pages. You got a bunch of N64 stuff, a ton of N64 stuff. So you got GoldenEye, you got 1080, which I loved. I loved 1080 back in the day. You've got, outside of that, you've also got a bunch of Final Burn Alpha stuff. So you have a bunch of Neo Geo on there. You have a regular MAME. So this board actually comes pretty well equipped. Now, the other cool thing is if you press the start button, it brings you to a search. So I like this because the other boards don't have this. So if you go and type in Mortal, because I'm doing that because of Zohar, basically, if I could spell Mortal, you start to see your Mortal Kombats, right? You got Mortal Kombat.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you got Mortal Kombat 2, 3, 4 on the PlayStation. You've got 4 on Nintendo 64. But what about this crazy App Store, right? Which is kind of crazy. So I don't know if Wicked has tested this one yet, but if I press the test button on the board, which I should have actually showed real quick, you'll get this menu. So in here you can do a bunch of things like, you know, how you set it for free play or not. You can disable image optimizations. Image optimizations is going to be that smoothing effect. It's like that smooth filter. So it kind of takes the jaggies out. I don't like that, but it has it. But if you look at this, it says enter game market. So this is what was kind of weird to me. So you go in here and you get this whole entire like crazy, like this is so not legit, guys. Like nothing about this is legit. I just want you to know that this is some shady China stuff going on. It is very, very shady. So in this store, there's like download charts which show you like, hey, these are some popular games that people are downloading. Then if you go back, of course there we go. If you go back, you can do the popularity chart. So it'll go in and say, hey, these are, you know, games that people like or people download. Then if you go to download management, you'll see the things I downloaded. Now, this is interesting because I downloaded 2 things. I downloaded of course I downloaded Streets of Rage 2 because that wasn't on here. And then I tried to download Zombies Revenge, which is a really fun Dreamcast game that I enjoy a lot, and it said install failed. So, and keep in mind, I literally just had this board. It's been in my mailbox for, it was probably in there for a day. I just didn't know it, so it probably came on Saturday. But I did notice it didn't allow me to do that. But, however, I don't know if that's like a problem with that particular game or whatever, but if you go here, it breaks it down for you. Like, it's got a bunch of Dreamcast games.
Not a bad UI,
No, actually, the UI is actually pretty good. But I mean,
like, forget download games. Why don't you just make the UI when you're playing it look like this? It's not horrible.
I know, but guys, this is really, really, as Wicked would say, this is naughty, dude. Like, there's a lot of illegal stuff in here. So none of this is obviously licensed.
All right, well, let's download some games so you can break the law on the internet. Go ahead, just get something.
So Zombies Revenge didn't work, but I already pre-downloaded Streets of Rage. So let's see. I'll see if
try something different.
All right, but I got to find something because I am noticing the Wi-Fi is kind of slow. So let's find something that isn't super big.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, be on the lookout for something that isn't super huge that I can download. Let's see. South Park Rally, but that's kind of lame. But at least you guys can see that it works.
Yeah.
Is that cool? All right, we'll do that. So, all right, so you hit install. It says, all right, so now it's going to download. It might be really slow, and if it is, then whatever. But so I'll show you something really quick. While that's going, go back to the table space. This is new. So on other Pandora's boxes, they're not exploiting this Wi-Fi functionality on the board, and here's your little Wi-Fi antenna. I did think it was kind of clever that they actually put double-sided tape on this, so you could actually stick it somewhere, like inside your cabinet. My thing is that I don't feel like their Wi-Fi antenna is very good because my router's like right there, and so let's see what when we go back how it looks. All right, 7% done out of 34 megabytes. Like, that's pretty lame. So it I don't know why it is the downloads take forever, but I did so you can put some trust in me that I did download Streets of Rage 2 and it did play, but if you want, we can wait a little bit for this to go. I think if I go and play a game though, it probably stops this.
Well, let's talk. So while it's downloading, and then we'll come back to it. I'm curious, like, so is there a thumb drive? Maybe you can show the bench. Like, what's the actual unit? So I'm wondering
so this thing comes preloaded. Everything is on this. Everything is on the board. This right here.
I wonder if that's just a really slow SD card and they're downloading direct to disk. Maybe that's why it's slow.
Yeah, it could be. It's really slow to download for whatever reason. So Wicked said download from China. That's what he said.
Yeah, because if it doesn't have much RAM, they'll just do a direct, a direct disk download. I've done that a few times.
Yeah, I mean, it's taking a while. I did, obviously, you can download. So I downloaded a couple of Genesis games, but the cool thing is you can queue them up. So you can queue them up and then let it kind of sit and have it download them. Now, I did have a problem. I did have a problem with the last Genesis or Dreamcast game I tried. So it may not. By the way, I'm really bummed out that Wicked didn't do the package from China during his video because I love that. It's like one of my favorite things that he does.
Yeah, I wonder if it's that because I don't know. I don't really know how they designed it, but it could be the UI is all a catalog. So all those images may be hosted on a site. So those came really fast, right? Instantaneous.
Oh, yeah.
So
as
you're navigating the UI, it's fetching the pages just fine because all that's in RAM, no big deal, displays it. But you actually download it, it's like, no, downloading it / installing it in real time. It's just really
Someone
slow.
said FBI from China. FBI from China.
Yeah. Hey, and it's
awesome.
been downloaded 0 times. Does that mean nobody has ever downloaded this?
I mean,
ever?
this board basically, I've never seen this board before. I just saw it pop up on AliExpress. It said new Pandora's box with Wi-Fi 3D games. So I was like, okay. So I mean, it's kind of cool. This is kind of one of the coolest things. This is probably one of the coolest boards I've seen that they've actually come out of China so far. I think this is pretty interesting.
So what's interesting is when we were at CES and we were meeting with the II Arcade people, they were basically describing kind of this, like they were we can see the bit right there.
Yeah, which is so sad for this. I have like really good internet that's going really slow.
Yeah,
so
again, it could be, Anyway, so check it out. So II Arcade said they're going to build a UI or whatever that allows you to download legally legitimately download games from their store. And then they said like you'll go to the app like on your phone and then you download it, but by the time you get home, which is a weird, what do you mean get home? Like so I'm at work and I'm like I want to play a game, so I find the game I want to play on my phone while I'm at work, and then when I get home it's there ready for me. That's kind of a weird scenario, but whatever. Then
Justin,
then
you're
you'll play it.
frozen. You're frozen for some reason. I don't know why, but I mean, you can keep talking. You're just you're frozen
That's
for
fine.
me.
Just imagine. Oh,
Oh
I'm
no,
looking a little
you're
bit
back.
better.
You're back. You just look gigantic now.
All right. So II Arcade.
I don't know where
Maybe
you're
they're
going with the IR arcade part thing.
well. I was kind of thinking about it. So II Arcade, Arcade One Up, Act Games. Out of the three, which one is the most likely to try to bring like this feature to the market, where you can actually
Like
go
a
into a
downloadable.
UI? Yeah, downloadable. I think Act Games talked about doing that. Like when you go into their product, they have ArcadeNet, and you can like play like Metal Slug X, but that's kind of like running on their server. But I think a la carte, that would be a pretty sweet feature for.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Ac-
could a la carte download with this kind of like cool, legally a la carte download with this kind of interface, I mean, the interface is pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. What's cool about Act Games is they're very open to suggestions. Like the internet can be like, because they're an R&D company, right? They're an engineering firm. Like they don't spend millions of dollars on marketing. They spend millions of dollars in research and development, and they own a lot of products a lot of people don't know.
Justin, we're getting a lot of people in the chat that want to just play a different, like check out a game. So like it doesn't.
Well, it looks like yeah, once you download a different game, just don't cancel out of that one. Just download another one.
But it just goes into a queue. It doesn't download them to it. It queues it
Oh, okay.
basically. Yeah. So I mean, we
Use
could
it.
either.
Yeah, but you
Guys,
could
if you
go in
got
and play a game that you already have on there.
no, I know. I just want to know. Do you guys care about watching it? Because obviously, if you could if you can download them and they don't work, what's the purpose of the thing? I mean, I'm just letting you guys know it's brand new, and I tried downloading one Dreamcast game, it didn't work, and then I tried downloading a Mega Drive game, and it did work. So I have successfully downloaded a
Well,
game, and it worked.
we're at 75%, man. Just go. This is this is another process, right? Go to
I know, but
the
I don't. I know, but I don't. I don't know if I think it continues downloading it as you're searching. So let's just So you can go in here and they have shooting, fighting, action, PSP, Famicom, Super Famicom, Game Boy Advance. I mean, it's really kind of crazy. This whole PC Engine. This is really really nuts that they're doing this. But I mean, they don't care, right? Why does China doesn't care? I mean, who knows where this server is too? I'm sure this server is not on U.S. soil. I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, send it to me. I'll find out.
So this is 85% done. But if you guys are curious, like what games are in some of these categories, like we can go to. Let's see.
I really like this screen right here. This is a cool screen.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, look how they have it broken down. They have all your fighting games in one place, which is kind of neat. I mean, they did a pretty decent job on this, to be honest.
Uh-huh.
And you could do your search functions, which are search across, I guess their whole store, their whole naughty store, as Wicked would call it. And then we're 93% on this. So what'll end up happening is after it's done, it'll actually it'll say that it's installed, and then we should be able to launch it straight from here. At least that's how the Mega Drive one worked. I don't know. Like I said, they're all free. Yep, it is shady. I mean, guys, it's
it
shady.
never asks for a credit card, right?
There's no credit card going on over here.
It's installing. It's installing.
All right, let's see how it goes after it installs. I know we're over the hour, guys, and if you want, we'll keep going. It's really up to you guys. So just
give
let
us
me
a
know.
1 in the chat if you'd like to. Let's see, a 15-minute extension. No, just type in how many minutes you want us to go longer.
That's going to be the most ridiculous thing. There's going to be a million people that chime in with different numbers, but I guess 1 minute. You weren't clear enough on that.
We got some 20 minutes, 15 to 30.
See, it says install failed on South Park. So this
Oh.
is both times I've had install failed on Dreamcast games. But I did download this earlier, which was Streets of Rage, and it does, which is called Iron Fist of Anger. but it does work. So I just want you guys to know I was able to download a Mega Drive game. Dreamcast didn't work for whatever reason. Now that may be irrelevant.
Stretchy.
Yeah, it's very stretchy, but it may be irrelevant because you can put the Dreamcast games on yourself. You know what I mean? So it might be irrelevant, but. So I mean, here you go, guys. We'll just. I'm gonna. It actually feels kind of slow. It might look slow to you guys too. It actually feels a little slow. But anyways, let's go. I'm gonna hit the button again and go back to the store. So guys, just keep in mind, like this is something I just got. It seemed kind of promising, but I don't know. That store is kind of shady, right? I mean, there's the elements of, hey, that's not really legit. But if you go back to, someone wanted me to play something here. So these are the games that are on it already, and we can search for, whatever we want to do. I was actually pretty impressed. I was playing the Star Wars Racer on N64, and it played pretty good. I was actually surprised. So it seems like N64 games are playing pretty good. Now, is there some... Yeah, like, I'll go into this really quick. I know it's not necessarily everyone's favorite game in the world, but it actually plays pretty damn good on this. So they've got N64 games playing halfway decent, on this board, or from what it looks like. Now, some of the older ones didn't play N64 very well. So I'll get this going real quick. I know this is Justin's. Justin, loves himself some Star Wars. So,
Hey Raven, is that Big Indian or Little Indian? Your byte order.
what?
I was asking Raven if that his bit order. Never mind.
I mean, if you guys look, it's playing pretty fast. You know what I mean? Like it seems, and there might be a tiny bit of delay. It shouldn't be, but there shouldn't be any delay on the stream. But it plays pretty damn good. I'm playing it terribly, but it plays good. So I mean, I didn't try Goldeneye. That's always a fun test. Is can the thing play Goldeneye? That's always
Right.
a fun test to do. Here, I'm gonna exit the game really quick.
Now this is pod racing.
So like, if you guys want, we could try Goldeneye. That's always one that plays like butt on these boards. It always plays terrible. So it might be fun to try it.
Sure.
And I know people love Goldeneye. Now the one thing is, I don't see a way to change the aspect ratio. But again, I just got this, so there might be a way, and I just don't know it.
Okay, after this, let's hunt for it real quick.
I love this game. This game is still cool today. I mean, I don't know. I think everyone loved this game.
All right, so good question. Bernie Salazar says, with the HDMI out of that box, can you use it on the Legends Ultimate?
No, because you could, but you couldn't map the controls with the Legends Ultimate. That's a problem. So to put on like another device to the Legends Ultimate and have the controls map, it has to have Bluetooth. This doesn't have Bluetooth to map the controls to it, so unfortunately not.
This supports a USB controller, right?
Yeah, I mean but there's no USB out for the control panel on you know what I'm saying?
But you could do a Bluetooth adapter, right?
I haven't tried
Would you?
that. That might work. I mean,
It might work. So you get a USB adapter that is listening for.
no, Justin, I'm trying to
controller.
think of that. That wouldn't work, dude. I'm pretty positive
Why
that
not?
wouldn't work. I'll have to think that through, but this actually plays. The speed's pretty decent. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out the buttons, guys. Hold on. I can't figure out where my shoot is. Oh, there we go.
Like an 8-bit do dongle.
Sorry, guys. I have no idea where I'm shooting it.
Your button mapping is all messed up.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I can't get out of here. Hold on. Let's see. Where's my shoot? That's my targeting, but where's my shooting? All right, I'll just walk around and die, but so you can guys see what's going on. But I mean, it's maybe
Sorry,
a little.
it's an 8-bit do. I'm sorry, I said it wrong.
Yeah, it's dough, like Nintendo.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
have to
yeah.
chop everyone, apparently. Hold on. Where is my damn gun? Oh, there we go. It's hard to move around. Hold on. All right, there's that other dude right here. Point blank him. Bam!
Is it choppy?
It's not necessarily choppy. It's me playing it with, like, you know, a D-pad, so it kind of feels a little choppy when I'm turning and everything.
All right.
So I'm
So
not
while
using
we're
an
on the
analog
subject,
stick.
I don't care about your game anymore. So check this out, everyone in the chat. Is it SNES or SNES? So your answer, type in SNES with no spaces if you think it should be SNES, and then put spaces in between SNES if you think it should be SNES. So SNES versus SNES. Which one? And I'll give you the right answer
People really
when we're done.
Do people really care though?
Yeah, people care.
All right, sorry. So did someone want me to do
Oh.
one of the Mortal Kombats, right? Like which one would you say would be most important? Albums or Zohar will be.
We want Zohar to tell us. I like Christopher Callis, Super NES.
So as far as the searches go, this is what it says it has on it. I think the search isn't necessarily working awesome because I thought Mortal Kombat 2 MAME version is on here, so I don't know. I didn't even think there was a Mortal Kombat 2 PlayStation version, but maybe I'm...
All right, so we got a lot of mixed results on SNES versus SNES, and honestly, I've gone
Killer
back
Instinct
and
Gold.
forth.
Someone
Okay,
wants Killer
shut up,
Instinct
Ralph,
Gold.
for a second. Just for a second, let me finish my thoughts. So my daughter's homeschooled, and I was doing a lesson with her, and I was reading the lesson. It's like 5th or 6th grade. I can't remember. I should know, shouldn't I? But anyway, in the lesson, it talks about words in the English language and why they're only one syllable. The one example is we don't say go-ed, right? Go-ed,
Justin, what the hell are
just
you
listen.
talking about?
It's going to come around. Just listen, all right? Yesterday, I go-ed to the market. That's not something you say. And the reason the book says is because in English, in the English language, or humans in general, are lazy and in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the word went exists, because it's a single syllable. So think about it. Like, what is your full name, Ralph?
You want to know on the live chat? I'm gonna say my full name.
Your first name. What's your first name?
Ralph.
Is it really Ralph? Your name's not Raphael?
No, it's Ralph.
Okay, bad example.
Oh,
So
look,
let's
guys, look.
Oh.
Let's see. It might be just glitchy there. Let's see.
So yeah, to finish the thought, things like Richard and Dick and Robert and Bob all exist because people are lazy and in a hurry. So you don't say Rob, you say Bob. You don't say Robert, you say Bob because you're in a hurry. And there's all these words in the English language that are single syllable because you don't want to say the long version of it. And so that's why SNES for SNES, I think the right answer is you're supposed to say SNES because that's the English way. SNES is shorter to say. It's quicker because if you use the rule of we're lazy and we're in a hurry, SNES is shorter and faster to say.
I'm going to see if literally half the people dropped off the live. Okay. No, you maintained the live stream through that explanation, so I'm not going to diss it that much somehow.
Yeah, tomato, SNES, SNES.
And we do need to wrap this up soon because it's getting late over here.
Hey, I only ranted in the end of the video, so
yeah, I literally don't think I played MK2 on PlayStation 1. Oh, and it does sound like crap. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I also, let me see. I'd never played this on PlayStation 1. I was such a Sega Genesis guy. I don't think it ever, and I played it on SNES too.
Well, it's official. Zohar did not give his blessing.
Wait, I thought he did.
No. I meant like he says it sounds horrible. Wait. Are you saying the emulation is horrible, or are you saying?
Are you saying I'm horrible?
Yeah, Ralph.
Which could be because I'm trying to play it with this crap joystick that I have on, which I am blaming, by the way. I'm just gonna get overhearing this guy's ass. I don't care if it's cheap. Done. Gets the job done.
Round 1.
All right,
If Guyzot's watching, he's gonna be like, totally tearing me a new one on this. He's so good at. Guyzot is so good at this game.
does the Pandora's Box 6, does that play Mortal Kombat well?
I think so, if I remember right. Wicked would know better than me, but I thought it did. All right, so check this out. So that was Mortal Kombat 2 on the PlayStation emulator, but then it has the original Mortal Kombat on MAME. So we'll see how that works.
And this one, supposedly, you can sideload games as well.
I just got it. You should be able to. I just got it though, so I don't know. You should be able to. So Wicked said MK1 runs good on Pandora's Box 6.
Okay.
All right, let's let this load. A lot of loading time for MAME takes a long time on this. Why the heck would it take that long to load this game?
Huh. I don't know.
Oh, he actually said Wicked said the loading time takes forever. See, I just got it. I don't know, but yeah, wow, load time's low. Damn, dude. That's actually a really long time, especially for Mortal Kombat 1.
How's it feel?
I mean, it seems okay. It seems okay. I suck at Mortal Kombat, though, so we'll see if I can get the buttons right.
How's the audio?
Audio seems good to me. Shit. Okay, whoops. There we go. Johnny Cage. Oh. Oh, something happened weird. I don't know if that was the stream, maybe. Something glitched a little bit.
Yeah.
Scorpion.
I mean, it doesn't seem terrible, but I mean, it is stretched. So for those of you that are purist on the 16:9 stuff, I mean the 4x3, then you might not like it.
We should, after this, maybe just.
Don't we
hop over
also
to the
don't we also
setting.
have to do the contest, by the way?
Yeah. Hey, Braxton Braggs, are you in the chat? You there, buddy?
Oh,
Earth
right.
to Braxton. You there? Okay. We're going to do this giveaway. Braxton Bragg has put together a giveaway that he'd like us to announce here at the end of the show.
It's really bugging me that I can't fix your. I don't know why, but your video is like completely whacked out. But whatever, we'll just leave it.
Hey, how's it going? Okay, so we're not going to go in the... Oh, we're just going to do this.
Wait, what did you want me to do?
Go into the settings of the Pandora's box.
We just were in the settings.
Oh, I didn't see it.
You mean this?
No. Back out, like in the... Yeah. What do we got in here? That's
There's
it?
So there's the image optimizations, there's enter game settings, which is going to be like difficulty and things like that. The game market, which we already showed you. I don't know what account management is. Oh, like if it's bookkeeping, if this was in an arcade, you can see like how many coins have been in it and all that stuff. Burst setting, I don't know. I'm sure that's probably some kind of CPU thing, I would imagine. Like maybe there's some sort of mode where if it seems like there's frames, maybe for like frame drop or something. You can do your Wi-Fi. I did notice this. This is interesting. I wonder if they'll continue to release firmware for this. Because like it doesn't have. It says I'm using the latest version, but this is the first time I've seen one that actually lets you update it. So I mean, they're kind of like, I don't know. I'm not saying that I would necessarily choose this over a Pi. I don't think, but it's getting better. So if someone wanted some kind of plug and play type of a thing, you know, I'm not sitting here trying to condone the obvious legality things of this, right? There's some shadiness going on with it, but I mean, if you look, it's got a pretty good. I mean, it comes loaded with a pretty good selection of games. I mean, you've got all this N64 stuff, you know, questionable whether or not, but you have all the King of Fighters. You've got all the Metal Slugs, right? And those usually play really great on these boards. I never have any problems with any of the Metal Slug games. It has every Street Fighter imaginable. It has that crazy Rainbow Edition one. I don't know if you guys ever remember the history on that. It was like a ROM hack, and it was crazy ROM hack. If you've ever seen the Rainbow Edition, it's freaking nuts. I think it is on here. It might not be called the Rainbow, but it's usually on these boards. It's totally nuts. Alex keeps saying FBI knows my location. Yeah, so I mean, guys, look at this. Look at how many Final Burn Alpha and MAME games are loaded on this thing. I mean, it's got... You'd you'd be hard pressed to be bored with this. And there's lots and lots of arcade games. But if you're looking for something that's kind of plug and play ish, the moral of the story though is kind of like it's really hard to just say this is the one you should get, because there's so much like variety based on these things. Oh, is that a Polestar is a really good game, by the way, guys. I say that. I've said this before in other videos. This is a really fun Neo Geo game if you've never played it. It's hard, but it's fun. We got Rampage on here. It's a bunch of stuff. And I mean, look, I'm on page 110 of 245. So look how far this thing goes.
Yeah.
So I mean, really, Justin, you think about it, they're pretty fun to have. And sometimes, you could always I'm sure there'll be a fight stick version of this if there isn't already. And you could do that, right? Like do the fight stick version of it. So, if you didn't want to put it in an arcade, you just wanted something that you could turn on and play, hooked up to a TV or something. But I do think the 3A games, someone mentioned it in there, it was Carthers. The 3A games, Pandora's Box 6, is still a pretty solid board.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
All right,
Justin, we got to do this contest and wrap things up here.
Let's do the contest. So, Braxton.
Oh, by the way, Clay Binkley did mention that there's lots of dupes. That is a total Pandora's Box thing. Sorry, Justin. Yeah. There are tons of duplicates on Pandora's Boxes. Happens all the time.
Yep. So, why don't you let us know how we're going to do this, Braxton? So, I think he was saying before, we're going to pick a random number. So, Ralph, why don't you open up another tab there on your Chrome that no one else can see but you and I.
Okay.
And go to open up a new tab. Random number generator.
Number.
Hey, so Braxton, how many people?
Yeah, what's the max here?
Let's try to find where
wouldn't it be the amount of people in the chat?
Yeah. No. It was he has the list of people that qualify for it.
We're really bad at contests, so.
Oh, Braxton says pick someone from the chat. People are throwing out numbers.
Wait, is that what we're gonna do?
Okay, hold on.
But it has to be one to something, otherwise it's gonna be crazy, right? So.
Yeah. So how many people do we have in the chat right now?
151.
151.
I don't know how we would do this. I don't understand.
Everyone's throwing out numbers, so
but that doesn't make sense. Then
everybody stop throwing out numbers. Everybody stop throwing out numbers, okay? I'm going to put a line in the sand. I'm going to put some dashes. No more numbers. You got to stop. Okay. Okay. Braxton Bragg says, listen to me.
Okay, yeah.
Keep talking, Braxton. You have the floor. We're waiting for your chat. There's 154 people.
There's a little bit of latency here, so it's a little bit slow.
All right. Don't worry. Now, here's what we understand. What? Braxton has a whole bunch of items that he's going to send to someone here in the chat. It's a lot of DC material. Am I getting that right? He's not. I'm waiting for you to start typing, Braxton, by the way, and saying stuff that I'll read. But he's not getting it, I don't think. And Braxton's like, he loves this. He's just like not going to say anything. Are you asking me a question? Do you have a list of people, Braxton? No. Let's just go with the people. Okay, sorry, forget it.
This is not working. How do we do this? This is not a way. Because how would this work? If you had a random number generator, how would you assign it to someone? That doesn't work.
Yeah, we didn't. We didn't prepare for this. There's a lot of different ways to do this, but it's not going to work. We'd have to connect and find all the people that are online.
Plot twist: Braxton works for the FBI. That's what Alex said.
Yeah.
All right, seriously.
Okay, how about this? This is what we're going to do. Next week, episode 3, we're announcing the winner. Today is the announcement of the Braxton Bragg contest. Braxton Bragg is doing a contest. He wants you to follow him on Twitter. He wants you to follow Ralph and I on Twitter and subscribe to my
I think Justin is
YouTube
making no
channel
sense
and
right now.
Ralph's YouTube. I'm not making this up. Go ahead and do that. Come over to Console Kits on YouTube and subscribe to me. Make sure you're a subscriber of Ralph. That button should be available right on this page. Hit like on this video and find Braxton Bragg on Twitter. Become a follower of him. He's got a lot of cool products that he's going to be coming out with. And he's going to give away 10 items, 10 very awesome items in support of One Up Weekly. Very retro items, very cool items. If you go over to his Twitter, he'll be tweeting about this all next week. And then next week, next Sunday, same bat time, same bat channel, we will be announcing to the world who the winner is, and we'll come up with a great way to do it. How does that sound, everybody? One, if you think that's an awesome idea.
Okay, that took so many. All right, seriously, all right. How about we do this?
No, that's it. I already
Really?
It's been spoken. It's done.
Hold on, I'm looking up something really quick because I did a contest before and I used like one of those online things and everyone just went there and entered and then it randomly picked the winner. It was so much easier than all this.
Well, we're gonna do this now. Now that's what's happening.
No, but I'm just saying it was way easier than I really don't even know what you just said.
I said we're gonna announce it next week. That's all.
Okay. You know what? All right, guys, just know I love Justin, but I'm going to let Justin handle this part of it because I don't know. I'm already like I'm confused right now. I'm a little confused.
Stay tuned next week. Tonight was just the announcement of a giveaway that we're going to have on episode 3.
Oh, by the way, if I can get Justin to do this is because this is a collab thing. He has to want to do this. I have the idea, and I ran it by Justin, and he wants to do it. It's just a matter of timing. I want to do a show during halftime. So I want to have a halftime. How long do you guys usually think halftime for Super Bowl is? Because I wanted to do a show. Justin, are you talking?
No.
Oh. I want to do a halftime show. So, but I don't know if I want to do it live or if I want to do it pre-recorded. I'm not sure. But I really want to do one because I just thought most guys don't give a crap about the halftime show during the Super Bowl. So I thought it'd be fun to do like a live show during that time, but we would cut it off like right after the time. Like when the game starts, we're done. Like we cut the thing off. So I don't know what you guys think about that.
If you are willing to, we do a poll on it?
Yeah, let's do a poll on that because I honestly, if you guys aren't interested or you feel like you're going to be doing other stuff, then we won't even do it.
Who would come for our halftime show? Hit 1 if you'll come. Hit 0 if you wouldn't. If we get it. There we go.
He's kind of depressed if everyone says.
We'll be dressed up in sports gear or something, whatever you guys like when it comes to sports.
I can't. You looks like you get the feed quicker than I do, so I can't see if people are saying ones or zeros.
Oh, it's everyone saying they'll come to our.
Okay, well then,
I don't
Ralph's drunk.
See 1-0.
Show. I don't know if it's just on my side, Justin.
We're gonna try to do that.
Sorry, Justin. I don't know if it's on my side or not, but there's like some lag with you, and I don't know if that's something. I never have lag when I'm talking to you on here, but I don't know. It could be just me. Maybe they're not hearing it, but I get some lag. It's weird. Crop Dust Ralph. That would be a great halftime show. That would be an awesome halftime show.
Yep.
All right. All right, Wicked Gamer is actually he's in the Netherlands, so if you guys couldn't tell from the accent. So it's, I think, around midnight his time. It could even be 1 o'clock. So I appreciate him staying up late for us because, he did contribute that video. Hopefully you guys heard it okay. I know it was a little echoey, and I'm sorry. It was because of the desktop audio, blah, blah, blah. Something I messed up on my end. So, yeah, maybe we do the halftime show.
Yep. I think it'll be fun.
All right, so I think we're done here, dude.
Yep.
So hopefully you guys, I mean, I know that there was a lot that we covered. We looked at this new Pandora's box. This is actually, we'll go back to thing. It's called the Pandora's 3D Saga. Now keep in mind, I really haven't played with this that much, but the one that I have played with that I do enjoy, I'm going to get really quick because this is the one that Wicked was talking about. So give me 1 second. It's on the floor. I'm just going to pick it up. Of course, can't find it when I need it. This guy right here. So this is the Pandora's Games 3D. The only caveat to this one, you can add 3D games, you can't add 2D games. But this is probably my favorite one right now. Now, this one obviously just came out. It's got the Wi-Fi and this whole app store idea. Shady as hell, but I haven't had enough soak time with this. It's just that it came today or yesterday, but I got it today, and I thought, hey, that'd be kind of cool to show you guys. But this is probably, between my two favorites, is probably this guy, and then I'm going to get the other one. And still the Pandora's Box 6. These two are my favorite ones. Same, so I'm on the same page as Wicked. It's these two. And if there was a way to put these two together, you'd have a pretty cool board, because this one you can load 2D games to, and this one you can't. And there's a reason why. So I could challenge Justin to try to fix this. So Justin, basically why you can't load games to it is there's a database file that's encrypted. And so when you go to add a game file, like a new one. Let's say I want to add whatever, pick your game, any game on an arcade game that's 2D. Right? Let's say I want to add Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, even though I think that's already.
Hey, everyone's going crazy because Voltar just joined our chat. Thank you so much for visiting, Voltar.
Oh, sweet, awesome, thanks, man. And then I think some other people had said some things that I totally like miss them. I think someone was saying congrats on 20K subs, so I appreciate that. It was pretty awesome. It took. I'm really shocked that it was like 14 months to do that. I think that's pretty cool, and I'm very happy with the progress of the channel, and I'm really enjoying. I feel like I like it more now than when I first started, because I think when I first started, there was all these things I was learning at the same time, and now I've gotten more comfortable, in front of the camera and just editing and all those things. So it's easier for me to create content, which makes it more enjoyable. In the beginning, it's like you take 7 hours to record something that should take you, 1 or 2 if you, if you have the experience. So it's pretty cool. So I appreciate all you guys supporting the channel, because it wouldn't have been 20K without you guys.
So which one has the database that's encrypted?
Oh yeah, so it's this guy right here. So this guy, the Pandora's this Pandora's 3D has a database file. In one of them, the older version, the database file isn't even there. Like, it basically references some file that isn't there, so you can't even edit it. This one actually has the file there. I try to edit it, and it doesn't work. So basically, it's like a file that says, okay, Streets of Rage 2 is a game that's supposed to run on this. Here's the emulator. Here's where the file is. Okay, present it into the menu system, and you're good. It won't allow you to do that. You can add 2D games so you're blue in the face. It won't work. So 3D games, I think the 3D games bypass that database, so you can just dump those into a download folder and it will play them. So I don't know exactly why, but yeah. So cool. I think we're pretty much wrapped up, guys. What do you think,
thank
Justin?
you so much for hanging out with us on this Sunday evening here on One Up Weekly, and we'll have more next week, where we're going to be talking about a new topic that Ralph hasn't decided yet.
Don't you and I both decide? It's not just about what I want to. You think it's all me? Oh, you think it's me?
Let's pretend that you have all the ideas. Let's do that.
Justin's such a jerk.
Let's get the illusion that you come up with all the great ideas.
All right. We'll let everyone think that.
I will say, this was the first show in the last 8 shows that we've done. That was all Ralph.
Oh, all right. Cool.
Pandora's Box. That was all his idea. Pretty good.
I hope you guys enjoyed this. So I know it's like a weird topic, and I think there's way less adoption of Pandora's Box than there is Pi. But I like the boards. They're fun. I continue to buy them, even though some of them I think are junk. So anyways, we'll wrap it up right now. Thanks so much for joining. Thank you for the support on the 20K. That's crazy. I'm like beyond belief excited about that. I'm so stoked. So that's it, guys. Thanks, Justin. As always, my co-host and good friend, Justin Console Kits. And guys, we will see you on the next one. Take care, guys.